How's it going, guys? As some of you may know, that I main a Infernity deck, and I've been looking around and trying to figure out how the best way of running it. And obviously, I run 3 barriers in this deck, and then I'm trying to look at videos, seeing like what is the right timing to do an Infernity barrier, because usually I mess up or something, and I end up not being able to do anything at all, and I just lose sometimes because I bury at the wrong time. Now, bury is just an amazing card. It is literally just a middle finger to the duelist. It just stops everything to anything. It stops effects from the hand, such as Gore's, Trag, Battle Fader, and then it stops effects that are banished, such as DD Warrior, like if he's supposed to come back, or DD Scout, if he's supposed to come back, I can literally negate it. But it would be pointless because he's still going to be banished and he's still going to come back. And anyways, basically, I'm just in this video, I'm going to be talking about when to use Barrier. So let's begin. So in most of my duels, as you may know, every now and then I go against the Rescue Rabbit, or maybe even the Hook Cake. Now, at first, I always did the Rabbit. I always did the barrier on the Rabbit, but then after a while, I was thinking, you know what? Let my opponent bring out those 2 vanillas and overlay. And then as soon as he overlaid, he bring out a monster, no matter what it is. Whether it's, I just got these out of random. And then if he uses the effect, I'll negate it, and then that monster is destroyed. So not only 2 of his vanillas are sent, but also his Exceed. But at times, it's actually a bad idea to wait for that Exceed. So for personal preference, it would be better just to stop Rabbit entirely. But for most other people, they like to do it on the Exceed summon. But sometimes if you're in a bad situation, you would want to do Rabbit first. Same goes for Wind Up Rabbit. He was right next to him, and I was like, hey, might as well. When he comes back, you can barrier when it tries to use the effect again, and then it'll go to the graveyard instead. And then a Hook Cake, oh my god. I was going against a Medose deck, and he summoned Hook Cake, and it was like, effect? And he seemed very nervous, and I was like, yeah, sure for it. Go for it. Hook Cake's not going to do anything, because I didn't fully understand Hook Cake. So he managed to go off with his entire Hook Cake, everything, basically, and just by not burying that one Hook Cake, I lost. So effects such as Hook Cake that can do a combo opener, I guess you can say. For combo openers such as Hook Cake and Rescue Rabbit, or Tour Guide, I forgot to put it here, be sure to stop them. And then, whoops, sorry about that, I clicked something. Oh. And then, yeah, I would very much recommend stopping the first part of the entire thing. Just stop it dead on. Make your opponent not be able to do anything. And then same go Dark Hole, Monster Reborn, Heavy Storm. Monster Reborn, it depends on his possible targets. Ask what his target is before you barrier it. Always do that, because they can actually declare their target, and such as DD Crow, you can barrier it. Dark Hole, if you're really holding onto your monsters and you don't even have a... Oh wow, I forgot to search them out. Let's not forget that if you're running in a Synchro Infernity deck, you're going to be using a Void Ogre, which is just like a giant Sheehan. But for like stuff like staples such as Dark Hole, Monster Reborn, Heavy Storm, MST, use a Void Ogre instead. But if you're not, and you're using Barrier, depending on the situation, honestly, Heavy Storm, obviously you're going to barrier that. I mean, there's no reason why not to. MST is extremely pointless unless by some chance he doesn't hit your barrier or hits another card that you just have to keep on the field. I don't know what's more important than barrier. Go for it, but I wouldn't recommend it for MST. It's just pointless. But Monster Reborn and Dark Hole, all those cards, yeah, I would very much recommend it. Also, barrier, like for Junk Synchron, like I've been dueling so much with so many decks, and then same goes for Hook Cake. Stop the combo starters. Just don't let them go any further. Then Gores, you can stop Gores from the hand, or you could just let him summon Gores and then get the token and then pop that token. I'd recommend stopping it from the hand, because sometimes you'll be like, no, I'm not going to use the effect at all to get the token. And Trag 2, you can barrier that. Solemn Judgment, you can barrier that. You can barrier anything. You can even barrier Solemn Judgment. But if you barrier and they judge your barrier, depending, like always, depending on the situation, I recommend burying the Judgment. But if you're like, whatever, let him take that entire 4,000 damage. Go for it. MST, I already talked about it. Warning: if you're going off first and by some miracle you already have a barrier set, do it immediately. Don't let your opponent stop you from doing your plays. Just say no. Then I have E-Call, and for E-Call, most of their targets are going to be Stratos. At first I assumed when they use E-Call they're going to go for Stratos, so I was like, whatever, they're just going to search out another monster. But no, they didn't. They actually searched out a target for Super Poly. And I was like, well, that sucks. And with Super Poly, they got rid of my Doom. Oh, by the way, in most situations, if you're using Infernity deck, you're going to have some strong beat sticks, such as double 3000s. Or if you're really not doing that good, you're going to have an 18,000 monster, such as Archfiend. If you're having an Archfiend, I would highly recommend running Infernity Break. Let me get it really quick. I spelled it wrong. I know this video is supposed to be talking about barriers, but hell, if you're not running, whatever. You guys know what Infernity Break does. Vanishes the Infernity card from your graveyard, destroy one face-up card on the field. I would recommend using Break to pop the big monster, or if the big monster is going to use the effect, do the barrier. One card, Treeborn. Don't barrier it. It is 100% pointless, because once he comes out on the field, you can barrier it while it's in the graveyard, but it's still going to be in the graveyard during the standby phase, and it's still going to be able to come back. It is 100% pointless. I'm sorry. Royal Decree, you gotta barrier it, but there is one card that you can't really do anything for. Jinzo. Unless he's right on the sum. No, actually, I don't think you can even hit Jinzo with a barrier since he's a continuous effect. So Jinzo, you gotta work around it, such as that Infernity Break, man. But then again, you got 2,000 to 3,000 beat sticks and a Void Ogre. I mean, come on, why would you be worried? 1-for-1, it's a combo starter. You gotta barrier it. And then monsters that are special summoned, for any condition, monsters that are special summoned and get an effect, barrier it. I couldn't think of any other cards, so I actually just put Infernity Archfiend. I'm telling you guys, the only time you should use barriers is as a combo starter. Don't go barriering MSTs. Don't go barriering like little wimpy cards that you're like that he's just trying to like bait out, like bait out cards basically. I don't really know any, but you know, people bait out stuff like, oh, I'm gonna use this terraforming, and then you're like, yeah, go for it, and then they're just trying to bait you out. If they're terraforming, then just barrier that field. Why not? But this is what I think is the best thing, honestly, for properly using a barrier. Just stopping the combos, stopping stuff that can stop you, such as Judgment, Decree, and Warning. Stopping your opponent's protection, such as Rabbit, and Dark, everything. Just, literally, the best time to use barrier is at the beginning. But only when it's not a bait card, such as Terraforming, MST. Those little cards that won't do much in the game. But, again, combo starters. So, remember, guys, I don't think there's anything else to remember. I pretty much repeated myself like 10 times. So this is a very short video, and these are only a few cards. I know there's a lot more you can pick out, but this is all on you guys. I'm just giving my own advice from what I've seen. Just pretty much. So thank you guys for watching. Please comment, subscribe, like. Oh, I almost forgot to actually say. And if they synchro summon a Formula Synchron, you can actually barrier the synchro to draw, and such as all the Exceeds. And be careful with Zen mains. You really got to be careful with Zen mains. I can't really explain much. Zen mains is just a pain in the ass to get over in any deck. But that's about everything. But if they're going to go for Zen mains, you should barrier before he even comes out, right? And that's just how it is, guys. Just stop beginnings. And Ophion as well. Oh, I didn't mention that. Their Pandemic, it's actually not fast enough to react towards barrier. So if they're gonna go for Ophion effect, search out Pandemic, you can barrier it straight out, and they can't do anything. They have no response to that, so that's a plus. But like I said, just barrier the combo starters. That's all you gotta do, guys. Alright, guys, thank you for watching. Please comment, like, subscribe. Tell me what you guys think. If you have any other cards that you think you should barrier immediately, or cards that you shouldn't barrier immediately, please tell me. Alright, guys, thank you for watching. Have a good day.